Wow, what an
Guys,
intro.
sorry, that's brand new.
That is
I'm
so
having to
cool.
work on new music to go with it because YouTube has it in cost sharing thing or something, so they
Uh,
popped me for the music. I didn't get a copyright strike, just a copyright share. So I was like, okay, well, we got to find other music. So Arthur sent me some music the other night to listen to, and I just haven't had time to sit down and listen to it and see if I like it or not. And I didn't mean to play it tonight. I meant to do the regular one I do for Golden Girls. I forgot it was loaded. So my apologies to everybody. I was trying
well,
not to do it.
it was still a cool intro.
Yeah, I love the intro. It was Andrew from Androniki made it for me. We were talking about it when he was on the my channel a couple of weekends ago, and he was like, "Well, send me what you've been working on. Let me play with it." And I said, "Okay." So I sent him some of the stuff, and that's what he said back to me. I was like, "Holy crap, dude! How did you do that?" Well, come to find out, that's what he did for a living for like top Fortune 100 companies before he decided to open his own business. So he kind of knows what he's doing. I was like, damn, that was pretty good. So thank you very much. Um,
Clearly, you can
so
see.
hello, everybody. Welcome to Golden Girls Coffee Klatch, where you know you're going to get really snarky politics with a lot of snarky responses to it. With me tonight is Marina, also known as Sophia. Cleo, also known as which one are
Dorothy,
you,
but I did.
Dorothy? You forgot to put it on the name there. You're making me think. And Judy, who is whose cousin?
Rose's cousin.
Rose's cousin. Okay, so Judy, Rose's cousin. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And then me as Blanche because I'm a Southerner. So what can I say? Um, welcome, welcome, welcome. We have got a lot of interesting topics we can hit on tonight. Um, First up, I want to point out if you are interested in keeping up with all of the election analysis details.
Gotcha. Sandy Johnson.
Oh my God, they're going to start and they're not going to stop. Okay, so we have election truthalliance.org and we have smartelections.us. These are both nonprofit organizations, and I can just take that back down. They will willingly take any money you're willing to send to them, whether if it's just a one-time shot or you want to set up a monthly donation. They're the ones that are doing all the analysis, all of the research. These are computer forensic experts who know what they're doing, and the stuff they have found is really eye-popping. And they are also in the process of slowly bringing different areas to court to get the election results so that they can put it in and check it out, see where your election's messed with or not. And some states are not giving them any hassle, and some states are wanting to block everything they ask for. And so relies upon the fight on the courts to try to get all the information out there. So um, check them out. I know Election Truth Alliance has their own YouTube page now. So you can go to their YouTube page and you can watch their videos. You can see their PowerPoint slides of all their information. It's really fascinating stuff. For somebody who knows nothing about that kind of thing, I thought it was fascinating. So just something else. A big hello to everyone. We've already got a house full of people. Let's see. We've got Heart Centered Tarot. Gee, who let her in the door? We got Warrior Princess. We got Jackie Texas Tea. Well, there's a new name. Welcome. Jade Flowers. Jackie, I said. Maureen is here. Angel is here. Juniper Vale is here. Connie and Sandy and Sherry. Oh, we got another Sherry in the house. Light Seeker, Kathleen, Dorian, Patrick, Phyllis. That one threw me. You spelled it differently. That's kind of cool. Teacher Barbara is here. Coyote,
Rosenbaum, Linda.
Rosenbaum, yep, Linda, Terry Mullins, Mary Epperson, Patrick Duncan. Did I say Patrick? I think I said him already. Butterflies Are Free, Cookie, Lois, Jasmine Edwards here, Annie's here, and if I keep going, we'll be here all night. Oh, Judy's here, of course. If I keep going, we'll be here all night just saying names. So, so let's do a little bit of housekeeping first. Marina, what's coming up for you in the next couple of days that you want to let everybody know about?
You know what? It's going to be a quiet couple days. Next week is going to be fairly full. So yeah, tomorrow and Saturday are going to be a little quiet. I don't have any shows coming up, but I will remind everyone again that if you're interested in booking a reading with me, or taking any of the classes or courses that are on offer, please visit my website. It's marinasheartcenteredtarot.com. Take a look at what's on offer there. And the reason that I mention it, not only because I want you to go check out the website because it's fabulous. Val just sprinkled magic dust all over it and made it wonderful.
It really is awesome.
It is. But because all my prices are increasing as of October 1st. So I want to give you the heads up. If it's something that you've been contemplating, you know what? Yeah, you can book now at the lower price, or pay more in October.
In a few weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
October's just a few weeks away. Cleo, what about you? What's up with you? We're so glad to have you back. Number one, we missed you like the dickens. So.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I have been doing other stuff. Spirit asked me to do something else other than YouTube for a while, and that's what I've been doing. And so it's I'm still kind of transitioning back into YouTube. So I don't really have a lot going on, but I will, as long as we're talking about it, I will do a little blurb for my sister's show. Tomorrow is the Cool Crone Oracle.
Yes.
And that's personal readings, and I should be there, but unfortunately I have other things I have to do on Friday. And as far as next week, it's pretty much open, so I don't know. I don't know what I'll be doing. But for today, I'm just excited to be here. It's been a while since I've been able to be on, so, and I've missed you guys, and I've missed the chatters, and I've missed doing all this stuff, so yay, I'm ready to go.
Yay, very good. And Judy, tell us a little bit about you, what you got coming up, anything special, any shows in the next couple of days?
Not a whole lot going on. I have doing some private readings, that kind of thing. So along the same lines as with Marina, if you'd like to schedule or book a reading with me, you can connect with my channel. In the description is my email. Oops, there's my email. Judy's mail at comcast.net. You can contact me about reading information. Other than that, just planning on doing a couple of lives and doing my thing. There's a lot of content to go over right now, so I'll be covering a lot of that in the next few days, I'm sure.
Very good. And I've got some stuff coming up. I'm not even going to read it off. I posted on my post page. I put up my schedule for each week. So you can see where I'm at and what I'm doing there. I don't have a website yet, so if you would like to schedule a reading, you can just email me at swapvoices, all one word, at gmail.com. September is booked. And the first half of October is booked. So between the middle of October to Christmas, if you want to get in before my prices go up in January, then get to booking now. And just give me shoot me an email and say reading, and we'll work out the details, and hopefully I'll get the damn website up and running before Christmas time. I originally had said before the end of summer. Well, that didn't happen. So, it can be difficult when you try to do it all yourself and you don't know what the hell you're doing. So, so what do we want to start out with first? I thought maybe, since it's kind of at the top of the chain, for some of us, not all of us, we could talk about the fact that Colorado had another school shooting where 3 children were shot and are in critical condition still. And that's the last info I've gotten on that. And I don't know if they found who did it. There's like hardly any information out there about it. So,
yeah, because that's not important. That's not important in the grand scheme of things,
It's just kids. You can go have some more.
I care about the children. Yeah.
That's literally Spirit just said in my head. It's just kids. You can go have more.
Exactly. Yeah. Entertainment purposes only. What do we know? We're just card readers. But it's like, you know what? They were probably going to grow up to be Democrats. So,
Yeah. So there you go.
Time Magazine put out a thing that
ones left are now. that sends a message.
These shootings are just such an epidemic.
That's all the survivors from Sandy.
And I know that in the state of Washington, every night on the news, on the local news, somebody shot somebody.
Yes.
Or, it's just horrible what is going on. This whole, there's so much hate, so much violence, so much. I can't understand why this keeps happening. But I do understand that when you have a administration that's running the country that is based on calling people names, putting people down, firing people continually, denying that they're a dictator, those kind of things bring out the worst in people. So I'm not saying that it's entirely their fault, because this has been going on for a while, but Trumpadoodle, he thinks that that the best way to deal with this is to send troops into cities that are having trouble with crime, and that this is going to change things. And no, the guides tell me this is so backwards and such the wrong thing to do. It causes it to escalate. So it's just really important now that people have to, because when we hear about shootings, and the most recent one about the, I can't remember his name, but the guy that was assassinated, that was just horrible, horrible, horrible. And it really brings you down. It really, it makes you sit back and go, oh my God, this is happening now. So somehow you have to rise above it all and keep projecting peace and harmony and love and getting along with one another. And hopefully, probably even if the whole administration changed tomorrow, it would still have this problem, because I can't figure out how people thought that it was just why they think they want to go out and shoot people. And I mean, all these, it's just a horrible, horrible thing. But it does bring a person down, and it puts you, when I first heard about this guy that was assassinated, it just really set me back. I had to really think about this. Like, oh my God, I don't know anything about him. I don't know what he talks to people about. It sounds like he's very influential with younger people, and that for a while he was what
He's
pushing,
a
you know,
was a
telling the,
horrible human being.
He was very right wing, he definitely white Christian nationalist, very misogynistic, very racist. The only positive thing I could say about him was he was willing to go in public and have face to face debates with people. You don't agree with what I say? Well, then come, let's talk about it. And he would have an open debate, with whoever showed up. And that's a good thing. We need that. People need to be able to debate their feelings, their expressions, their thoughts, and
well, free speech, free
exactly.
speech. I mean,
Well, and it helps you to establish your own thoughts and beliefs of kind of where you stand if you have to stand up and defend that thought or
Mhm.
action. Um, and he was quite good at that, from what I understand. A lot of the young people, college age people, really looked up to him, even if they didn't agree with his politics. They just looked up to him for just the way he went about doing things. And so,
so is
Well,
so
here's a
is
whatever.
no
quote from him to give you
is
an
no
idea.
is nobody surprised that this happened? Was this something that was to be expected because of the kind of person he was?
No,
I mean, when you've
he
got
brought
free
it on
speech,
himself. He's
he brought it
Yes,
on
he
himself.
invited and openly told people that, yeah, he told people that, quote, I think it's worth it to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our God given rights. Well, there you
Wow.
go.
Wow.
And he openly was very against anybody of color, very against women, very misogynistic and racist, and very, very never would stand up for children of gun deaths, and would just say, well, that's the cost of the Second Amendment, and that's okay, and welcomed it, and was underneath a banner with these statements that said, "My mind." So yeah, he brought it on himself, but I also think F-45 did that to him, but that's me.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Wow.
unfortunate that we have gotten to the point that we can no longer have discussions about opposing opinions without weapons being involved. It's
right.
like, going back to the Stone Age, where where the first monkey picked up a stick and threw it and hit another monkey, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's what we do. That the violence should not be the first action that you go to. You should be
Yeah.
able even to have very loud vocal differences of opinion, but like, I can't remember who it was who said it. I vehemently disagree with everything that you're saying, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it, right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah, this was a case unfortunately, it's, if you want to look at it with a little bit of humor, if you can find humor in such a thing, it was like he thumped his nose at God, and God said, okay, I win, boom.
Wow.
It was very synchronistic, I think, the fact that the topic that he was discussing at the moment it happened was talking about, so we lose people, so kids get shot. That's just what happens, so we can have our guns. And boom, he got shot. So, I mean, as horrific as that is, it's the fact that it's become the standard when you argue with someone. Well, if they're winning the argument, then your response is to go get a weapon and pew pew. to them, you know,
Yeah.
instead of just getting to the point where you say, okay, well, we just have to agree to disagree.
Disagree.
Just don't see it in the same light and let it go at that. Some people can't. I mean, it's kind of frightening how uh, uh, terroristic they've almost become, you
Mhm.
know, just over an opinion. It's like
Yes.
we all have our own
Where's the
opinions.
outrage to the children? Where is the
There has
outrage
been
for
none.
Melissa Hortman, who her and her husband and her dog were shot?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
really,
there
really.
it's GOP crocodile tears because it's convenient. What about all of the Uvalde children who were slaughtered? What happened to him was clean compared to what happened to the children that they needed DNA samples to identify them.
Oh
It
my
was the
You
same
God.
know,
with
where's
Sandy
the
Hook.
outrage for that? Where is the
Yeah.
outrage for
Yeah.
killing the
There,
congressman and
yeah.
bludgeoning the senator spouses? And where is that outrage? This is all very convenient outrage, and because it happens to one
It
of them.
is.
What about the club in Florida where they all got slaughtered, and the
Yeah.
tribute to them is a rainbow crosswalk, and you have to go over that? I mean, where it's so hypocritical, and it's
It is.
so insulting for there to be this feigned outrage, in my opinion, towards this. And I still think F-45 incited this to start a problem. And that's me. That's only my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But don't ever think that F-45 or any of his administration gives one flying rip about children or lives at all. He's a psychopath. So they don't care. Asking people to care is not going to help because they don't. That's not what this is about. It's about control, and it's about trying to incite the people to cause a reason for him to pull out his militia against all the cities and all the blue states.
Boy, I certainly agree with that, Judy. That because that's his MO with everything. Create a
And
Yeah.
yeah, he has
problem.
children, but all the children that have been murdered have families too in the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's. I mean, I'm sure that you guys remember back last year when we were talking after the election and people were saying, well, you know what, we have the midterms. You know, if things really go sideways, we have the midterms. And I had said at
Hold your
that
breath.
time,
Do we?
exactly. Don't hold your breath, because I can see Trump or Vance saying, you know what, we have credible information that, there was some tomfoolery with the election, and we're starting an investigation. And until we figure out what's going on, we're putting elections on pause. And I know a lot of people kind of looked and thought that maybe I was going off the deep end. One of his lawyers, Clara Mitchell or Cleta Mitchell or whatever,
Something like that. Yeah.
came out the other day and said, well, he could declare national emergency and whatnot. And
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? There are times when I don't like knowing what I know, where I
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable seeing what I see. And as much as I'm trying to be positive and keep everyone going, and I do believe that all of this is happening for a reason, and we are going to end up with a much better world when we are done with it. But these are all things that I think some people unfortunately have to experience in order to understand that, if you think voting isn't important because, politicians are all crooked and they're all the same, how are you liking things now? You decided to sit back and say, I'm not voting for anyone because I don't like either one of them. What happened? Did your person win? Or do you now have to try to figure out how you're going to deal with the fallout of the other guy? Because, they're all the same. Gun laws. there is no need for the amount of guns that are available to the amount of people that live in the US. There
No,
are
absolutely
countries
not.
around the world, many countries around the world, Canada included, who have responsible gun laws. We have gun laws in place. You don't hear about that kind of thing happening up here. And when it does, it's a shock to the system. Like,
Yeah.
when was the last time you heard about a school shooting in Canada or in
Yeah.
Australia or in England? So
I knew that things were going south really bad when Sandy Hook happened,
Mm,
back when Obama was president. And
yes.
it was like the first thing I heard the right wing screaming was false flag, fake disaster actors, or whatnot. These poor parents just had their children slaughtered,
Yes.
couldn't even identify them. Another batch of children that had to go by DNA or by a sneaker that was maybe still left intact.
That's what I was saying.
And but that wasn't extreme enough for the Republican side of things to do something about it. And when they refused to do anything about it, that's when I was like, oh God, this is really gonna just keep getting worse. And that's exactly what has happened. I mean, I've got nothing against somebody having a gun if they want, if they're a hunter or if they just feel safer having a gun in their house. Okay, fine, but you need to register it. You need to have to take classes on how to take care of it and secure it and keep it away from your children.
Yes.
And I mean, I grew up with guns. My grandfather was a hunter. My stepdad was a cop. I grew up with guns all over the damn house. No big deal. But I knew that they weren't toys because I was taught from day one that this is a deadly weapon and it's not a toy. And you can
When you
permanently
pointed at something, you
unalive
better be
someone.
prepared to kill.
Yeah.
So, you don't play around with that. The image, particularly young men, that they walk around with their gun in their, in the front of their pants, and they're listen. The fact that you have a gun does not make your penis any larger. I'm sorry. In nobody's world is that ever going to happen.
Thank
Exactly.
you.
So, just
Yep.
if you're a farmer and you need to have a gun on your property to protect your animals from wolves or predators or so on, yes, but you're probably going to be trained in how to use it and know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And if you're a hunter and you need an AK-47 to bring down a deer, you are not a hunter. Okay,
there's no deer left if you use that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
the idea of, the Constitution guarantees you the right to bear arms. It allows you to bear a musket. A musket. So maybe go and replace your gun. And it doesn't say anything about having multiple guns. It talks about a gun. You can have a musket. Well, go ahead, use that. See how many school shootings you have with a musket versus an AK-47 or pistols or shotguns. And why do you need to have so many of them? It doesn't. Does it make you safer?
no, it's done the opposite. It's made everybody less safe.
About that.
Well,
Because
I think people just don't want to be told that you can't do something or you can do something. They don't want that kind of legal stuff. Personally, I absolutely hate guns, but that's just my opinion. But these other people that want their guns and they're just so hell bent about, well, you're not going to take away my gun. That's really what it's all about. They just want the gun because they want the gun. Now, the way things are today, I can see why a lot of people want their guns. I mean, it is a scary place out there. But, bringing out the guns is not going to help.
Mm-hmm.
Like me,
No,
I
you
mean, like
won't.
I said, I grew up with guns.
I've got a
but
gun in my house. If you come
I
into
don't have one in
me,
my house.
you're going to get it first. I will tell you that.
I mean, you know,
You know,
it's
but I'm not going out to slaughter with an AK-47. I got one,
So you have a gun at your house,
right? AK-47s have no place anywhere
right?
but war.
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
it's like I said, if you want to have a gun, you know, shotgun or
I
a
have,
handgun
yep.
for
So if you
protection,
break
I have no problem with
into
that.
my house
But
and you come at me and you make it through my dog and you make it through, you know, anything, any other barrier, and you're still coming at me, that's what you're going to see.
I'm
And
staying
well,
away
you
from
know,
your house.
that's fine as far as I'm concerned. As far as, you know, having a gun for self, fine. But I'm not carrying around an AK-47, and I know people who have them, and they like it just because they like the power of it, and just because they want to, and just because they think it, you know, feels good when they shoot it, you know. And that's not what it's for. It's for nothing other than your entertainment. So your entertainment is worth thousands of children's lives. That's what you're telling me. Because you want to is worth thousands of children's lives. You know, fine.
Yes, and
Break down
my
the handguns.
decision
Everybody
to
can have a handgun or a shotgun if you're a hunter.
it's frustrating because my desire to have a gun and know you cannot take that away from me supersedes your desire to be able to send your children to school and not worry if they're going to make it home. My needs, my desires, my wants are more important than yours. That should not happen in a civilized society.
Yeah, true.
exactly. I always like Chris
Agreed.
Rock's solution to the problem was, yeah, let them have all the guns they want, but it's like $20,000 per bullet, you know.
Yeah.
So if they want to go pew pew somebody, they're gonna have to cough up some bucks for that one little item that goes in that pew pew to get rid of them. You know, you gotta really want to get rid of somebody if that's what you're gonna spend. I mean, and it's again, like I said, you know, I can understand uh, people, you know, wanting to have protection in their home, or who are hunters and they go out and they hunt. I mean, that's what my grandfather was. He was a hunter. We went hunting and stuff. But when you start talking about weapons of war, the only thing they're designed to hunt are people. They're not designed to hunt for anything else, just other people.
Yes.
And they're not designed to just clip them and wing them and injure them. Or they're designed for one thing and one thing only, and that's the finality of that person's ability to walk around and express their opinions.
They're
And the fact,
literally designed to blow you apart. That's what they're designed for.
but the fact that we have gotten to the point in our society that we can't disagree with one another without the instant first solution is attack the other person because they don't think the way I think or talk the way I talk or have the same color skin as I do or, you know, go to the same church as me. I mean, that's what's so degrading. And while that has been building up over the majority of my lifetime, where it's gotten worse and worse and worse, in the last 15 years or so, it has become a steady drumbeat from one particular side of the political spectrum of just approaching everything with this war mentality that we have to attack it and get rid of it and stir people up and get them out. I mean, the first thing that came out of people's mouths after Mr. Kirk was unfortunately unalived the other day, the first things I heard out of people on the left, from normal everyday people like us to former leaders like President Obama was, this is horrible. This is, our hearts go out to his wife and his kids and his family. No one, this is uncalled for. We need to do something about it. The first things and the only thing I've heard come out of the opposite side's mouth since this has happened is immediately screaming that the left are full of murderers and they want to go and get rid of everybody, and they're, this and that.
Yes.
And I was in the chat the other night when it happened, and somebody was ranting about that in the chat. And I was like, who did you hear that was talking like that on the left? Oh, well, all left. I'm like, no, I don't know. I was like, because I've not heard anybody on the left say any of what you're saying. So who was it you were listening to? Because I want to make damn sure I file a complaint against them for trying to create chaos. I said, I just want to know, who did you listen to that said that? They couldn't tell me because they didn't know, because they didn't hear it. All they heard were their pundits saying, oh, the left said this and the left said that. Was like, okay, who said it? Who on the left said that? I've not heard it. But and again, to bring it back around,
there are a lot of people saying that they're not going to cry over kids' loss, that the world is a better place.
Kids are being
true.
taught from kindergarten on up. Kids are being taught to how to dress a wound like a field medic, how to apply pressure to stem blood flow.
Wow.
This is something you teach frontline medics that are going to war. It's not something you're supposed to be teaching your 6-year-old.
Yep.
How to apply a field dressing or how to hold pressure, or just like,
Yeah, we're
kid. Granted, there were no more atomic bombs left really that were being dropped when I was a kid, but it hadn't been that long since one had been dropped. And of course, the Cuban Missile Crisis wasn't that long after I started school. And I remember us having bomb threat drills, where it was drop and go under your desk. When you get older, you think, what the hell hiding under the desk is going to do to hide you from an atomic bomb?
Well, speaking of dropping bombs, this thing with the Epstein files,
Thank you.
it's getting more and more interesting. I love the little, what was that, a birthday card or a thank you card or something?
Birthday card.
A birthday card between Trump and Epstein, and and the little woman figure and the secrets. And I'm thinking, oh God, you are so busted. You have been for a long time. All the pictures that are out there and stuff. But God, he is just so pissed off that everybody will not drop it.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that this is
Why
gonna.
are we still talking about it? I said that's not my signature. That, well,
And it definitely is.
Yeah. It looked like every other piece of paper you've ever signed, you dumb nitwit. Like, really? So, yeah.
He's a felon. He's a rapist, and now he's showing he's a pedophile. I mean, it just gets worse and worse. And this is the man leading the country. What in the world? No wonder people are shooting each other. It's enough to make you want to go hang yourself. You can only take so much of this crap. But yes, this thing with
For
Epstein,
entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
Yeah.
absolutely.
We're talking around the kitchen table as the Golden Girls do, and some of us are playing with our tarot cards. So
Well, and I never thought when we've been talking all this last couple of years about what's going to be the demise of this particular administration, it didn't occur to me that this might be the Achilles heel. This might be the thing that really brings him down, along with all, it's stacking up. It's been stacking up since July. It just over and over, more and more things going on. So, yeah, this thing with Epstein, I'm just like, I didn't really see that it was going to become this big of a deal. And he's the one making it that way. Because he won't shut up about it.
exactly. He's just on. And
And
sometimes
there's a third whistleblower. Did you hear about that? There's a third whistleblower for his election fraud.
Oh,
And it
that
gets
would be
into
interesting.
deep detail. I put a
Oh,
post. I
really?
put a post on my post section of my channel. You read, and I did a whole video on it and read through a lot of it. It is deep. The actions that they took, literally, it's not as simple as the machines just didn't count correctly. It's not that
No,
simple. It
Oh,
gets
no, no.
into meme coins and blockchains of people from outside of the country funding into it to fund the election, that they're betting on the outcome and making people think one thing so they can bet the other way, so they're making money on it. I mean, it's global. And he says that there's only a few people controlling the entire economics of the world.
Yeah.
And all of these people are in control, which is why everybody's afraid to say anything, because it could literally collapse everything.
Yeah.
So it's the third whistleblower, and they acknowledge that she knew what was going on and that nobody would back her. But the whole article is on my post page. Read it. It is deep. It is deep. And they outline
Wow.
everything and the whole connection to everyone. And if
Wow.
this gets out, which it should, everybody should take this and go to their congressman and the representative and what are you doing about this? Because this needs to get out. It's the third one. The first and second whistleblower, those were big. This third one, he's got deets, and it needs to get out.
Yeah.
And legacy media, of course, is not covering it.
no, of
I
course
heard
not.
a cultural statistician the other day talking about it only takes 13.7% of a society to all join together to stand up against something to knock it out. That's all it takes, not the majority or anything.
No.
13.7% of the people, of all the people joining together. And I think that's been one of the right wing's greatest accomplishments, has been in keeping us separated and isolated. Well, you don't want to talk to them because they're the wrong color, or you don't want to talk to her because she's a woman, or you don't want, just the constant erasure of we're all in this together. So instead of let's figure out how to get off this sinking ship, he's managing to get different groups of people just with a teaspoon trying to throw out the water or rearrange the deck chairs on the deck of the Titanic as it's going down. It's
Yeah.
it's just busy work, and it doesn't accomplish anything because it's not tackling the issue at hand.
It's a
A
diversion.
lot of the issues,
with them. Yeah, diversion. Don't look here. Look over there.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what I'm telling you. You don't have to think. You don't have to think. You know what? I'm smart enough. I'm going to do it for all of you. Okay. So you just sit back, relax. I got this. Right.
Yeah.
And there, unfortunately.
Well, Marina, he told everybody, "Oh, just vote this time. You'll never have to vote again."
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Just this one time.
He said that.
And then we're done. Yeah. So, it's, you can't be shocked when he does what he said he was going to do. He told you.
that's what gets me, is he tells everybody what his next move is going to be. And then when he does it, everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. Why can't you believe it? He's been telling you he was going to do that for 6 damn months.
Yes.
Do you not listen? I mean,
Yeah. It's, you know what? It will get better. That's just it. It will get better. And
we're venting, and my guides have told me it's going to get a lot worse and a lot darker. But in the end, the good guys win.
But then
it will get better. It just, we haven't had enough people worldwide to open up their eyes to what's going on in country after country after country.
Yes.
People are slowly waking up and going, wait a minute. This isn't what I voted for. This isn't what I asked for. This doesn't do anybody any good. Well, duh.
It is though.
Happens when you go to sleep on things and don't pay attention. Um,
Well, you can't change the administration situation, and we know that it's coming down the pike that things are going to change, and some people think it's going to change this month. I personally think that the work that's being done behind the scenes is still a work in progress, and I don't know that it's going to happen this month. However, when it does happen, they have to be so careful because if you suddenly point the finger at a leader who is doing things incorrectly and then just jerk him out of there, you make the whole country unsafe. Watch what Russia, China, and I think the other one's India. Is that the three ones that got
yeah,
together with all their
Yep.
military might?
yeah.
They're just waiting for something like that. Just a little opening, like, okay, nobody's really running the United States, so now we can take advantage of that. They have to be really careful. I think it's interesting that we keep hearing more and more about somebody's health not being
Mhm.
quite right. and
Did
it
y'all
just,
see pictures from this morning when he was at the 9/11 thing for the Pentagon?
no, what was the
One
picture?
whole side of his face was like,
Uh-oh.
like completely,
No.
one whole side of his face looked like it was just melting off of the bones. I mean, I was looking at him and going, oh my goodness, this man's
Yeah.
had a stroke.
He keeps
Or
having
That,
mini
you know
strokes.
what? That's what it looked like.
Mhm.
And I watched a little bit of Midas Touch, and they were talking about that.
No, I
And
didn't see
I'll
them
tell
today.
you, I'll tell you something. That was Midas Touch is kind of getting on my nerves because they're kind of turning into the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
In terms of their, how they present stories and so on.
A little
Um,
bit.
yeah, you know what? There are times when not
Mhm.
all of us take flattering pictures. There are times when I could be biting on my lip because maybe there's something in there,
What?
and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, look, something happened to her. So yeah, they did. They posted that picture and made a big deal about how, well, I'm not a medical doctor, but this is what doctors have said, and these are the signs of a stroke and so on. Yes, they are, but a stroke when it happens, and 5 minutes later you take a picture, it doesn't disappear. It stays there.
Right.
So, having taken that one picture and
I
saying,
didn't see it on Midas. I saw it. Somebody else was talking
yeah,
about it. I
yeah,
don't,
and
I can't
it's
think of
like,
her name
okay,
now, but
yeah, watch the whole thing. From not not that you've heard me say this before. I do not wish ill upon anyone. That is not my job. That is not my karma. I will, however, look forward to the notification of his demise with a lot of joy, right?
I
I
got a
will
little
say
bottle
that.
of champagne all saved for it.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, yeah.
we're going to be
So,
popping that cork
he
and having
is,
a good time. So,
yeah, he that those pictures that were presented, it does look like, yeah, half his face is drooped, and that, yeah, there could have been a stroke event, but like I said, when you have a stroke, that does not disappear within 5 minutes. You don't have a stroke, and
Right.
trust me, as someone who came down with Bell's palsy a good number of years ago, and my left side was very droopy, and sometimes you can still see that, like in my eye and whatnot. That wasn't a stroke, but the fact
right. There's
half my
other
face
things that can
was
cause it.
paralyzed, it took months and months and months for it to come back. It doesn't happen just within 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
Well,
No.
Marina, my sister, she had Bell's palsy when she gave birth to her first daughter, and that it never actually went away. Over time, it has
Yes.
done better. But
Yes.
yeah, Bell's palsy is a really weird thing, and it,
Yes.
Yeah.
not a whole heck of a
I had a
lot. Some
cousin that
people
had it,
recover.
Yes. Yeah.
and I had a
It,
cousin who had it, and it was like her whole face just about was completely just shut down. She
yeah.
couldn't talk. She could barely eat. I
Yeah.
mean, and it was really horrific because she was in her early 20s when it happened.
Yes.
It wasn't like she was an older person, and it took a
Mhm.
good probably 7 or 8 months
Yes.
before she regained the ability to move her face and chew food and
Yeah.
all that stuff
Oh,
again. And
yeah.
there are all kinds of there's allergic reactions to stuff that can give you that same look. Um, there are other medical conditions that can do that to you. Um, Now, as far as the current occupant, I didn't see Midas today, so I didn't know they had done something on it too.
Yeah.
I was watching someone else, and I can't think of her name right now. Um, I want to say her name is Sherry or Cherie, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just
I
it's
get the
this constant chaos.
I get the
I'm sorry.
feeling. I get the feeling with the with 45 that this we see all these things. I think that they're working up to stuff. I think that there probably is some big problems. He is 79 years old. A
Oh,
lot of things can
absolutely.
go haywire, but he's also. I think this will be used as an excuse
Hmm.
to kind of just like, oh boy, he's got to be in the hospital or he's got to be here or there, and
Yes.
but really, I think bigger things will be coming down, but you can't hear about it globally because it will put the whole country at risk. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's why we keep hearing more and more and more about his declining health.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
it's
I
just a
also feel like Sherry Jacobs. Thank you, Joy. Um, I also feel like it's like they're trying to prepare his people more so than just the country at large. That his health is getting really bad, and I don't know if he's going to make it much longer. It's like they keep doing and saying these little things like they're trying to prepare them to wake up one morning and hear, he's transitioned during the night, or he's had this massive heart attack or stroke or event,
Yeah.
whatever, and is no longer capable. Um, and of course, you have uh, Mr. Vance who's ready to dance, and he's all over the damn place with it.
yeah. I'm so glad you brought that fool up because I mean,
Yeah,
he thinks he's going to step right in.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna work around this, but I don't
Yeah.
get that that's what's gonna happen. And
Yeah. He might
but
he
Vance, he's
might be
just
in
waiting.
there. Yeah, he might be in there
They're all
just long
going to be
enough to
taken out.
change his shirt and boom, that's it. Yeah. Not going to be there for any length of time.
no,
Yep, and
no.
they'll be
And,
taken
and
out.
the elite are counting on him going in there
I'm
because
telling you, read that article. They're all going to be taken out.
yeah. I mean, you've got all these super duper duper
Yeah.
duper duper rich people.
Well,
this
after this, I am
handful of-
checking out the article on Judy's healing fire because
Yeah,
this
definitely.
article sounds really interesting.
It's very in depth.
Oh wait, here we go. We got a question. Diane wants to know, what does everyone see for the partial solar eclipse on 9/21?
Crickets.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I
What?
know there are eclipses, but I don't really know enough
What
about
subject
them to
matter?
really talk about them. I remember that we just had the lunar eclipse, and I remember Hogarth telling me that within a couple of weeks it was going to flip around, and we were going to have the solar eclipse. and I don't know what it means, but he was talking about it. I was trying to keep up with what he was saying, but it was like so over my head. I was like, okay, I don't know. I don't understand it.
Well, I just pulled from the investigations oracle, and what I got, I don't know if you could see that, was inside job taken out.
Taken out.
So yes, it's
Yep.
entirely possible that yes, someone.
I got betrayed and backstabbed.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Someone leaving.
I haven't got the instigative deck yet because Trish is working on updating it to release after the new year. And I thought, well, I'm just going to wait until she releases
Yeah.
the new one and
Yeah.
I'll get it then. But
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I also pulled public life burnout.
Mhm.
And I think that's where a lot of folks are right now, is they're just burnt out. I mean,
Mhm.
you can only survive
It's
so
one
much
thing
chaos
after another.
before you start breaking down. I mean, and that's been part of the strength of the current occupant and his minions, is that it's nonstop because he's got his people hitting from all sides. And so you got boom, 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 boom over here. And before you can even focus on a couple of items happening on your left, there's a whole barrage of stuff happening on the right. And then everybody's like, brain shut down. What do I do? It's just too much. And people are burned out and they're tired and they're like, can't we just go back to normal? But
Yeah.
there is no more
Leo,
normal.
you are
Normal's gone.
always you are always so in touch with your guides. What are they telling you?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
What are my guides telling me about what?
About September 21st. It's a Sunday. What's coming
You
up?
should talk to my sister. I'm not really into all the eclipses and the astrological stuff, and but when you guys started talking about it, I hadn't given it a thought. But just now, hearing about it and stuff, I'm thinking there is something going on that is pretty critical during this time, and I can't really tell you what that is, but like I said, it's not really my thing to go into that kind of thing. But something is going on. Well, something's just going on in this month, but the 21st seems to be like the big the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Something is just really happening between then and the end of the month, and so and people have talked on here about I think it's Sterling that was saying that something was going to happen by the end of the month, and I don't see it actually happening. They're saying that the 45 will be taken out. Well, that could mean so many things. It could mean a health issue. It could mean something finally happens. It could mean that all the people that have been working behind the scenes, like Jack Smith and some of the ex-presidents and all this, that maybe things are finally happening, but we're not. I just don't see that it's going to be this explosion of headlines of he's taken out. It's not going to work like that. Because on one hand, Sterling will tell you that it'll happen by the end of the month, but he also tells you that people like RFK are going to still be in office or doing their whatever it is he's doing with the health department next year. So I'm thinking, well, how could that be? How can you have half of these lunatics, these incompetent people that he has put in to run the show for certain things? How can that happen? That he would be gone, but they would still be in there. It's just, it is getting so complicated, and that's the other thing I've been watching all year. It's just, we saw this clearly back in January, February, March, of what things that were going to happen. Timing, we couldn't. The timing was goofy.
No, but a lot of people kept feeling around the autumn season, around the
Yeah.
September, October, November area. So,
Absolutely.
um,
And I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
yeah, I mean, I think we've all read on it, and yeah, Judy's got something right there. But
The temperance card. We're being asked to have temperance.
Yeah.
like, I'm so tired of that. But through it all, I think it's important to remember that we just got to keep plugging it in. We just got to keep plugging. We got to keep uplifting people to give them the strength to hang on for another day. Just keep hanging on.
Well, and just keep visualizing this place that I know we're going to eventually,
Yes.
but keep visualizing this positive outcome
Yeah.
Yes.
of where we're going to be eventually. And I think, in 2026, definitely, that's probably when it's going to happen. Other people think it's going to take a lot longer. I don't see that, but yes, to keep visualizing the best case scenario of what you believe and what you would like to have happen. Because if you go back on it and go, oh God, there's just no way, it's overwhelming and it's just getting worse and worse, and the economy is just going to tumble, and those kind of things probably are going to happen. But just look past it and know that in the end, it's going to get better. But like Sherry said, it's just going to be all hell, and it has been for a while now. And it just doesn't, there's no letting up, because somebody in office just keeps throwing stuff out so fast, again, to divert your attention away from Epstein. you know but
That
that
seems to be the linchpin for him is
Yeah.
the Epps file. And I mean, whatever is in there other than what most of us think we know what's in there, I keep getting the feeling that there is something else that's buried in there that when it comes out, it's literally going to explode people's heads, because they're not going to be able to handle that. Oh my God, he did that. I mean,
Yeah.
It's in the article.
There we go. So everybody go to Judy's channel and read the article.
But yeah, he's going to be exposed, and the Trumpsters are going to be not believing it.
Yeah.
But then eventually there'll be information where it's just so in your face that you can't deny it. And that's gonna be very upsetting. The balance is just gonna go haywire, because they're not ready to accept this kind of stuff, which is mind blowing in itself. But yeah,
Yep.
that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be in their face, and then they're gonna have to say, "Oh." And it's sort of already happening with the Epstein files. I
It
mean,
is.
some of these Republicans are looking around going, "Wait a minute, he did what? Our president was doing,
My granddaughter's 13 years old.
yeah, that kind of stuff." I mean, it's so disgusting of what he's been up to his whole life. I mean, he's a disgusting person when it comes to things like that. He's a disgusting person. Period. It doesn't matter
Well,
what thing it
ladies,
is.
we've been
Yes,
at this an hour and 4 minutes. We got 181 in the room. Wow.
Bloomberg
nice.
released an
Thank y'all.
article today with the
The who, what now?
Bloomberg released an article today. They were able to access basically the whole inbox of Epstein, and they got all these emails and all kinds of information. So that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Nice.
And
Looking
yes,
forward
there's
to it.
plenty of implication.
Yeah.
And also
Looking
proof
forward
that
to it.
Elaine was completely lying as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yay.
absolutely.
Hands up. Who's shocked?
Yeah.
Who's not shocked? Me.
So glad you could join us, Cleo. This is
Well,
just
Yes,
I have
we
missed
missed
this so
you.
much.
Give us.
It's
And,
great.
and thank you, Judy, for joining us again too. We really
Yeah,
enjoyed having you here. And
this is the first time I've seen Judy on here, and I like what you have to offer. You know, you've got some good information. I like that.
yes, absolutely. So, it's been, well, we're at an hour and almost 6 minutes now. So, I don't want to abuse anyone's time. And I know if everybody else is just half as
Sorry,
tired as
I
I
have
am
legs,
right
but
now, they
video
would
is
be
taking me
falling on
too.
their face. So, I'm just about at that point where I'm ready to nose plant on the desk here. Um, and I need to go deal with the cats because I keep hearing them through the door over there. Meow, meow. She must be out of food in her bowl. And so
So
thank you
yeah, we'll
everybody
see
for
you.
coming and
Yes.
spending time with us tonight. And I know we were kind of hopping and jabbing all over the place, but
Just the way I like it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yes.
that's why I like doing this, is because we can kind of just jump and float everywhere and just see what comes out next. So, um, y'all hang on for the ride. It's not over yet.
Yep.
But it feels like we're almost to the peak where we're going to start going back down the other side. That it's like we're just right there, just before we hit the peak. And I think when we hit the peak is when, like we've all discussed, we all feel something happening within the next few weeks to the next couple months. It's going to hit. It's going to hit hard. I mean, um, as a blue dot in a red sea,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to hit a
So
lot of people really hard.
thank you for joining us, everyone. Don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe to all
Subscribe.
the channels. Leave a
And
comment after
afterwards,
the
yeah,
show. It really helps. And
7 is your magic number. Make sure you leave 7 characters.
Yeah.
7 emojis, enough words to fill up 7 characters. Something about the number 7 that kicks in the algorithm. So that helps a lot. So next 2 weeks, we will be back on the
it'll be on my
25th,
channel.
and
Yep.
we will be on Marina's channel. So um, y'all have a wonderful rest of your week.
All right. Take
Enjoy
care,
the
all.
weekend coming up, and be good and stay out of trouble, or try to anyway. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.